One more time, we're back yet on site with West Nile Television. The program running on site is Business Bank that runs from the hour of 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. 1 hour with you. And we're learning about business tips. Like this very particular time is actually sponsored to you by the business owners, of which they are here to give you some little bit of highlight on how they started their business, what motivated them to start that business. So had it not been that these people come every single time, it will be a little bit hard for us to know something and to learn something. So that's why most times I say, in case of any inquiry, please endeavor to reach out to us. We're here for you. We'll give you whatever you need at any appropriate time. The Business Bank program returns, and today is Wednesday. Your host is Lady Bits from the hour of 10 to 11. Most welcome back from that very moment, and here comes the time for me to bring my dear client on set, and he tells us more about himself in a very, very special way. Allow me to say most welcome to West Nile TV, and thanks for giving us your time. Very good morning to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Please, could you kindly tell us your name?
My name is Dan Ozia. I am a teacher by profession. I actually teach English language and literature. Besides teaching, I ventured into filming. I do it as business. And I've started I should say, a company or a business called Omele Films. We are located in Nebi Municipal on Arua Road, opposite Hub Petrol Station, just before you reach the roundabout.
Thank you so much, Dan, for that wonderful and brief history, I should say introduction yet, because we have not known much from you, but we're here to know something very interesting. Actually, what's so much lovely about him is he's a literature teacher, English teacher. So guess what? We'll be learning some bit of, so let's say idioms. But anyways, let's learn something from you briefly. Before you came in here, you talked about teaching, you talked about farming, now that film studio. So how basically did you start the rest of the things before you came in here?
My passion started right from school. I started from Orengi, my O and A level. And Orengi used to give us a platform for music, dance, and drama. I was a member and a very active one. We used to do drama, performing on the stage. And we acted a number of, should say, short films for entertainment. I got motivated there. I had a friend, Ojok. Ojok, when he came back from Germany, he joined us, and he started to introduce me more into acting. Also debate. It was from that I realized I had a talent, and I started building my passion around that. When we finished A level, of course we went on our different ways, but one day we met with this same Ojok Jacob. He knew how to edit audio. Actually, he was a music audio producer right from school. I think he learned it from Germany, where he went. Then he taught me also how to edit video. Just within 30 minutes, actually, he gave me an option. He said, between audio production and video, which one do you want? Knowing my potential very well, I said I would go with the video. So there was a software called YouLead that he introduced me to. Within 30 minutes, I was able to grasp some basic. And of course, as I told you, I'm a teacher. Later on, after my studies, I went and got a job in Lohana High in Kampala. I realized with the little money I was getting, I could start up something. What I started with was I bought a small Samsung camera that during holiday, I came with home to the village and I started taking photos. There was this portable Canon printer to print photos instantly. I bought it, and then that's where I realized I could do a lot around photo and video. And that same camera, later on, when I left Lohana for Sudan, I came back, of course, the war broke out in 2013, I found myself in Kiriandongo refugee settlement. It was from the settlement that I realized I could actually do better in filming. The school I was teaching in, Panyadoli, self-help, had a number of refugees from South Sudan, Kenya, and some from Rwanda and Burundi. One day, some of these students performed actually during, I think it was a welcome party for Senior 1 and Senior 5. Then I saw the potentials they had. Said, oh, I think I can build my dream around these young guys. There was one called Al-Hajj. I called them, I said, guys, I think we can do it together. So using that small Samsung camera, we shot a small film. The title was The Fate of an African Girl Child. Without any knowledge in filming, I was the director, the cameraman, the producer, the props manager. I was almost everything because these learners didn't know anything. So the school was very supportive. The head teacher, Mr. Lagu, was very supportive when he saw that I was passionate and I had the potential in building up these learners. So when I went to him, he supported the idea of buying a camera for the school. He bought a Nikon. And later on, we reproduced that same Fate of an African Girl Child. We called that film A Team. It was an advocate film, advocating for the girl child. We also have it on YouTube. As I talk now, I must say, out of those students with whom we started, some of them have opened studio like me. They earn their living by taking photos, and with them again, we produce a very nice film series. Actually, I should call it She's Mine. It's there on YouTube. Yeah. So it is from that I realized I had potential. Then Forrest Whitaker, this American who acted The Last King of Scotland, has I think a foundation called Forrest Whitaker Foundation, where he was based in Kiriandongo and Gulu. So when he visited the camp, together with the students, we were able to perform a drama. Somehow, one of the guests he came with said he needed to donate something to the music, dance, and drama group. So they gave us cameras and costumes for the different cultural groups. The Nuers, the Dinka, the Zande, the Acholi, the Lutuku. So it is from that I realized if I push on, I could do better. Then my disappointment came along the way. That school was a community-owned school, and then later on, government wanted to come in to take it over. So when government came in, I don't know what happened. They picked some teachers to access the payroll, but I was left out, despite all these good things I did. Because every year we would send at least 2 students on African Child Day, and they would go for a debate on Capital FM. And then sometimes they would go on NTV. I looked at all these things I did for the school. They left me. I was heartbroken. But I also came to realize everything happens for a reason. Then an opportunity came. Refugee Law Project came with a program of training both Ugandans and the refugees, some youth, to go for what we call basic video advocacy training in Gulu. So we applied with those boys, the one I talked about from school, and we were all taken. So I must say, my dream, the right journey of my dream in filming was in 2 weeks. The 2 weeks we had in Gulu was really wonderful, I should say. We were given a basic training on how to edit. My first time to hold a big camera was that time, because of course we had these small ones. Then we were exposed to Adobe Premium. I now realize from being the only editor, script writer, producer, now I had people around me. So when we came back, the way we are thinking, the vision changed. And as I talk, I must say all of us who went for that boot camp are doing something that brings food on the table. So basically, that training is what was a stepping stone for me. And after that training, I was able to now get gigs. I should call them gigs. The first gig we had was a documentary for my former school, Urengi, where I studied. They were celebrating 50 years of existence. So I think it was 3.5 million for a young man at that time. Yeah, it was a lot of money, and we were able to meet and interview people of high profile. The former Archbishop Rombi. We interviewed the Vice Chancellor of Gulu University, who is also an OB there. We were able to meet other people. So from there, I realized if I keep on staying on my line in this very field, I can go far. So I must say, after that, I have done a number of documentaries. We have shot weddings, traditional marriages, and many others. So basically, that's what I can say.
Quite interesting. At some point here, disappointment bit of it comes in life, and everyone lives with or without it, but it is part of life. Had you not get that disappointment, who knows, you will get these other opportunities. But that's why in business, some people look at challenges as a stepping stone. That is when it comes to competition. You have a neighbor who is dealing with the same thing, and you'll be like, okay, he or she is handling the same thing. How about I? Most of the customers are going in there. Up your game, do something. So be creative. Once you create that for yourself, you realize that everything is actually absolutely amazing. I love the fact that the challenge that came and hit him, it got him heartbroken. If that was a relationship, I don't think if you'll ever fall in another relationship again. But since it is work, he opted to stand up and said, no, much as I did this. You know, there are people who do their best for particular thing. You contribute, just like how you contribute so much for your wedding. At the end of the day, woman will leave you. It doesn't mean that you're not going to marry again. You will even take 2 to 3 years. You'll still go for a woman because another will come. So that is it. By then, that has been your past history about your life, how you realize the potential in you, how you realize your talent. That's why I'm saying every other person has got hidden talent. Much as he's a teacher, he said no. There's something in me I need to create and find out what it is exactly. Maybe my talent or my hidden talent will not be as well here. Who knows, it's somewhere, but I'm failing to discover it. So that's what I'm trying to bring you. Now let's hit it back to this very particular business. How did you now start making it on your own? Because you have not hinted us what gig you did that has made you to get some bit of money to start here. Because we don't know if you are done with your teaching profession or you are still continuing, and how you're managing this. What really, how long did it take you to as well start this? You have not told us that.
I must say COVID, despite the negative impact it had, it was a kind of blessing in disguise. COVID got me here. I have a family the other side in Kiriandongo, in Boyale actually. When the president announced that no more crossing of Pakwach Bridge, so now what do I do? I told my father, I need some piece of land. He said, you start from there and end where you want. I'm telling you, for many years I had not held a hoe. I held my head with my own hand. I said, now where do I start? I said, okay, no problem. I started to dig. At some point, the trees that I had cleared in the garden, I burnt charcoal. The most vivid memory of that moment that I will never forget was I was carrying charcoal on my head, a sack. Then as I was walking in the grass, I fell. I felt something on my neck, like my neck had broken. I said, like your bone has broken. I was like, God, what is this? So COVID taught me a lot of things. I was here, no camera, and remember that time. Yes. we who were earning a living out of people, doing people's functions, weddings, and so on, life was so hard. Getting a mere 100 shilling was a problem. That was the time that I realized I needed to do a lot and be flexible. So I did farming, got some little money out of it, and I went and bought a camera. I remember it was Nikon D90 because I didn't have a camera. After I bought D90, when COVID was, of course, getting over, gigs started coming. I decided not to go back to Kiriandongo. And remember, I was jobless. I left teaching. But my mom could still push me. You go and teach. We trained you to be a teacher. I said, Mom, I'm not going. She said, no. I started making jewelry. I do so many things for survival. I had a friend in Kampala, Zai Plaza, Gift. He taught me how to make beads. So I started making beads. My mother said, no, this is not what we trained you for. Go back to class. So government advertised. My colleagues were forcing me, you try, you did English, why? So I tried. Finally, we were shortlisted. I went for interview. But my heart was on film. So we did the interview, names came out, I went through what? Now, my breakthrough came. There was a wedding here in Nebi for engineer Jean, district engineer. And he told me, Dan, I don't know how much you can do, but you are going to be the one to cover my wedding. How much? I was confused. Said, okay, let me consult a few friends. And he needed the budget, of course, immediately. I told him 4 million. He said, no, I'm going to give you 3.5. He said, oh, God. And using that money, I got another camera. So now I have 2 cameras. But I was operating from home. And I was living in the village. I'm a Madi, by the way, from Mukolo. We are based in Anyiribu. So I would travel from Anyiribu to here. And if there's a gig, I would do it and still go back. So after doing that wedding, I must say I am very grateful for the people here. They're very supportive. And despite the fact that I did not have all the gadgets, and they didn't know what I could do, but they trusted me. So after that wedding, I did another wedding for some gentleman, a businessman, Milton Avua, also a 3.5. I should say I've done weddings of 3.5 to 4 million for about 4 to 5 people. So using those monies, I was able to acquire some of these gadgets that I have. Then, of course, when now I joined the payroll, I had a little bit of NSSF savings that I used. It is what I use for buying some of these things. So since then, I must say things have been okay. But the most amazing thing here in Nebi is that we work with colleagues who are in the field. Aerofilm has been very supportive. So what I don't have, he gives me. There's Quick Shot studio, also here in Nebi. And then there is also a gentleman called Caesar. Those are the guys we work together. And still, I call my friends from Boyale because where you started, you don't need to forget. So whenever there's a gig, we always come as a team. And also Benchmark. I must say Benchmark has been very supportive, especially his drone. Then there's one guy called Drico and Ivan. So basically, these have been the factors behind your success. Yes.
All right, a Benchmark is writer from Arua. You know, right now, Benchmark used to be smiling because you have been, inspiration at the same time working vividly in hand with other people from other districts. That's so awesome of you. And away from that, in this very particular platform of the Business Bank, we give you the opportunity to express yourself, to know what you can do for yourself, to know how you can change someone's life. If not, the person next to you, the person next to that person needs change. But it's always not by force that you'll have to do something. Be creative. Know what you can do. If you cannot do it, please don't force life unless you do it. Like I keep always saying that in business, there's nothing you need. You need commitment. Give your business maximum time. Had he not given time for editing, it wouldn't be easy. His heart was on this, but what he studied is different. I think you need to confess that you never stepped in class to study this.
Yeah, true. I did not attend any class, like maybe doing editing as a course. No, it's only passion.
Yes.
And friends. Something that I don't know, I'm always open about. Say, what can I do? Or how can we do this? I'm someone who likes consulting, and I'm someone who likes to learn, and I love challenges. Because if you're not challenged in this world, you will not learn. Because when you're challenged, it gives you a new way of looking at things. So, not everyone who went to class for a particular course may pursue his dream or her dream in that area. And I think there are many of us outside there who never went for filming as a course, but we are earning something out of it. It's just passion, I must say. And the same lady I work with, I have a female photographer. I think she's the only female photographer I know in West Nile. I don't know of any other. Isabella is a very hard-working lady. She also never went for for a course in editing or photos. She does photos, but she's very passionate. I've always seen her on YouTube trying to watch, listen. You know, this business needs you to be, you need to be current. So I've always seen her on YouTube. I've always seen her consulting a few people who knows a photo. So that's how we are doing it. But of course, many people outside, they are shy away, think, what will people think about me?
Especially ladies.
Exactly.
And people have got different perception about ladies, by the ways. Like you find a lady who is doing something a man is supposed to do. Right now, looking at Arua City itself, we have got female MCs. I used to say I'm one of them. And you look at a scenario, men are having different perception about us. So it's obvious you shy away because you're a lady, you need to get married. Someone will say, hey, you're dating that one. She's an MC. She doesn't sleep in the house. She's always partying, this and that. Those perceptions are there. So sometimes when ladies try sighing off from such scenarios, it's because of people's talk. But there's you who knows what you want. There's you who goes there to do the work you are called for. At the end of the day, you get your cash and you go home. So I feel I wish I had met Isabella. She's called Isabella. I wish I had met her here. I would really bring her into this discussion, and I also get her side of the story because it's really interesting. When you even say you have a female photographer, I'm so impressed because I'm like, hey, Isabella, kudos and salutation to you for doing all this amazing job. I know you're going to watch this and I'll be like, hey, Mr. Dan, you did this for me. I wish I was there, but you already missed the opportunity. Anyways, that is that. So how can you bring in ladies, much as there's this a different perception about them? If there's another lady, 2-3 ladies who love to know videography, would you render them the opportunity?
Well, why not? Actually, when I consulted a few friends, I said, I want to work with Isabella. I said, why? She's a lady. She'll get married. I said, I've seen she's a passionate person. Yes. And she loves doing what she does. And the way I see her, her dream is around photos. So I would want to bring more girls, of course. Because if we don't help our ladies, especially we in West Nile, it's only in West Nile or Northern Sub-region that we think there are certain jobs or work that women should not do. Like you have had a mention of MC. It is true, that perception is still there. And by the way, when we go out in the field, some people boo her down, but she's this lady who knows what she wants. Yeah. And the negative part is most men, of course, she's a beautiful lady. So I would want to bring more girls on board. if there is any girl outside there who could do camera work, whether video or photo, why not? Or even editing. We are living in a world where we need to hold one another's hand. And my message to those who are shying away, you might be shying away from doing something that may bring food on your table. At the end of the day, it's you and you alone. So people should always stand up and fight for what they want.
All right, that is it. If at all you take it into consideration, the better. If you don't consider it, that's why he is saying it is you against you. You are not going to be against another person. But for as long as you love what you do and you are really doing it out of love or else with love, what else is remaining for you? Absolutely nothing. West Nile Television are for you with the program The Business Bank on set, running from the hour of 10 to 11. And your host is Lady Bits. We'll be moving on with you and together with Dan. And he is really giving us tips on what you can do and actually what he is doing. And there are so many videographers who are within West Nile, but you are not doing it out of love. You are not doing it to the expectation. You do something thinking maybe I am doing this, after all so and so doesn't know what I am doing. You have got some weird product or quality, and then there's someone out there who does better. So this person will start avoiding you and goes to the next, because there's maybe for instance you have that is, I should say, a flyer that you produce, but it doesn't have that, you know, that very particular quality. So someone who does editing will see the same thing, like, but why did this person do this? You will have done A, B, C, D. And if you speak that next to me and it's my flyer, trust me, I'll try the next person. So that is how it runs. We are yet going in for a short commercial break. And when we get back, there's quite a number of things that we need to learn from Dan. And Dan will have to tell us the challenges, the benefits, and quite a number of things that he has in this very particular field. Good morning. Do not move away. Keep it on West Nile TV.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
The search for Miss Uganda 2024 is on. Get ready to be wowed by the girls' intelligence, charisma, and big dreams. Who will be the next Miss Uganda? Find out starting 10th May every Friday to Sunday at 8 p.m. on Makula Chika, exclusively on Star Times. The show is sponsored by LMZ, Comform, Nanjing Hotel, Kira Motors, Sheraton, Uganda Airlines, and lead sponsors, Grace Textiles and U-Home. Miss Uganda 2024, true Ugandan beauty.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Most welcome back from that short commercial break, and I want to say most welcome back from that moment. And for those of you who have just joined us, West Nile Television is TV watching and the program going on is the Business Bank, right on set with the host, Lady Bits and Dan right here. Today we are in Nebi, and he's still telling us more exciting things about him. Basically, if you had missed the 30 minutes, it said that better late than never. Most welcome back, Dan.
Thank you.
Yes, we are still hitting straight away with that is this very particular work, and in this very particular question I'm trying to bring you on board. It's going to be basically your experience in this work for all these periods you've been in it. Much as you learn in hard way. There's no by the way, so learn in a very soft way. You learned in a very hard way. So what has been your experience? The very first day, I know everyone has got that talent. Maybe you were given a camera, your hands are shaky. Like last night, he had hangover. We have been buzzing. So maybe you take us through your experience before we have the challenges.
Thank you again. I have a number of experiences, I should say. But to begin with, like I told you, the background that I started from, before I was very fearful. And I used to worry a lot. How will I do this? How will people look at me? I don't have this. I don't have a camera. But what is so amazing about filming is that we are like builders. If you don't have the tools, you can hire. So if you don't have a camera, but you have the skill, you have the talent, you know how to operate a camera, please go ahead and do that job. Because if you hire a camera, you pay the owner, you go and do your work. After the footage is done, you copy your footage, you give back the camera. Another experience has been, I've realized this is a very demanding industry. It requires a lot of money that one should have. But even without that money, you can still do this job. We have seen engineers who don't own tipper lorries.
They don't.
We have seen engineers who even don't have, you call them trowel?
Yes, they have nothing actually.
But they have built houses, nice looking houses. The same applies to filming. So on the negative bit is that sometimes you can be discouraged. There's this very particular moment. We went to do an intro. As we were arriving with my friend Peter from Boyale, the lady was doing deco. Said, so you people have brought Omele with these weird photos. I swallowed it like a bitter tablet. I told Peter, did you hear that? He said, yeah, I heard her. So now, it's okay. We have got the job. Let us focus. So we remained focused. We did our job. We said, okay, edit one of our photos and send her. And then caption it one of the weird photos.
What a caption.
Because she thought we did not hear. But I must say, the word she said made us to think differently. Sometimes negative comments are okay. If people always say, yes, you are good, it's bad. Let people give that negative vibe so that you think. So he said, Peter, so our photos are weird. We need to do things.
Work extra hard.
So since that day, Peter's way of looking at photo changed. I think I too have been trying my best. Though I'm not so good at photos, I must say. I love video. That's why I decided to say, let me work with Isabella, who is good at photos. And we must say we're moving on well. Then sometimes when a gig comes like this, there are many competitors. People will say, we don't want this, we want that. But you must stand strong. Even sometimes people will discourage you when you're on the job. Others will come with their camera, you're covering an event, then they'll come and stand, but you are the main camera guy, just to see how you would react. My advice is calm down, be polite. Though sometimes you have to, say, hello, excuse me, politely. Because at the end of the day, the person who contracted you will come and say, what is the job I gave you? Then there are moments where you have hired a gadget, then the owner says, no, I've also got another deal. There was a day I almost collapsed. I paid some guy for a service, and then he calls me 2 days to the to the event that, you know what, I am sorry, I've got another juicy gig, so I will not be coming with my service. I said, what? But of course, you have to think very fast. So those challenges will come, and many others that I cannot mention. But how you compose yourself when a challenge comes is very important. Sometimes others break down, others speak a lot of words. When a challenge comes, it should be an opportunity for you. The question is, how do you approach or handle challenges that come your way? For me, I look at every challenge as an opportunity. And whatever negative vibe that comes, it gives me a way forward. How do I address this? Yes.
Quite interesting. That will actually bring you down to branding. And the moment you brand yourself, just know you're not going to panic. Because people know what you do, what you are capable of, and how you handle yourself. Just know if Dan is going to sit here, he's not going to move out. He's not going to post in his status, like I do video, I can shoot your wedding, baby shower, wherever I mention it, introduction. But there are people who know the work you do. Eventually, they'll call you, they'll be the one to look for you. Money doesn't look for you, rather you don't look for money, but money will be looking for you. Wherever you are in your office, they'll call you. Dan, can you come and do my work? How much? I'm giving you, okay, we'll talk about 3.5 or we'll talk about 4. Someone will say, it's okay, I'm giving you 3.5. Trust me, you're picking your gadget, you are going. And there's you who has refused to brand him or herself. Someone calls you and tells you how much is your price. Name your price. You're talking of 200, 500. The person tells you, it's okay, I'm giving you 250. I'm giving. At the end of the day, what are you going to invest in? How much are you going to keep in your pocket? Because here, I don't know if in that 3.5, you have been transported to and from, you're feeding, maybe even perhaps allowance. I don't know if that is the case, or after giving you 3.5 and you transport yourself, the rest of the thing also set back on you. Maybe you can also elaborate on that.
Well, at O'Malley Films, we have got about 3 packages. Okay. We have platinum, we have gold. There's one we call silver. Actually, there are 4. Then there's ordinary. Of course, we look at different clients. People have different budgets. There are certain people you'd say, this is what is their level. So with platinum, we of course give drone, we give photo album, and then we also sorry, not photo album, photo book. We do photo book in that same package. We give board photos, A2, A3s, and then sometimes A4s. That is if the client wants. Of course, with video and drone. Then with the gold, it's more or less the same, but the difference is just very small. So it depends on our clients. And most of these clients whose work we have been doing, I think I've been on recommendation of what you have done before. I told you we work as a team. If I have work, I know, like a coach, who do I need in the striking line? Who do I need in the defense? Who must be goalkeeping? So, like I told you, I have Aerofilms in Paida. Then here, sometimes I get help from Quickshot. Maybe I get gadgets from them. Then I have some gentleman, a Kenyan, who lives in Boyale. He also comes in. And I also sometimes go with, I'm forgetting his production name, Caesar. So we have been working as a team. So I give these packages knowing very well I have a team that can deliver the work. Yes. Okay.
And that will definitely ask me to salute you one more time. Once I'll have my introduction, you'll be my cameraman. But I'm here to get a man, so let's not rush. I'm here to get that very particular man who'll have that introduction with me, or perhaps wedding. But let's not rush, because I'm yet in the process. Let's trust it. Anyways, those has been actually the challenges Dan has been facing in the field of videography. So at this very particular time, much as the photography bit of it is in, his interest is not there. But I know since Isabella is here, those two will be moving together. So you will have a gig of which someone will need photos, someone will need the videos. You'll be basically focusing on video. Isabella will be focusing on photos. So at the end of the day, you'll come back, sit, rest, and start editing videos. She'll come back, sit, rest, and start editing photos. So basically, if two of these move together, trust me, you are going to realize something bigger and better. At the moment, you realize that, oh, what she does is good. You have a studio here. You'll end up hiring 2-3 people. Basically, for photos, you'll increase the number of computers here. Work will move on vivid. You'll not have time to rest. So as we all know, challenges in business comes to strength in another person who does business. And they move together with their benefits. So this will give us ample time. I don't know if you still continue teaching, but we can leave that aside for now, much as the heart never wanted it. But sometimes you go and study because, certain things will come and knock you in future, but the heart is on something else, like how your heart got stuck on video. So you as well tell us the benefits of this very particular work you choose with passion and love. Please give them up to us.
Maybe before I go to the benefit, besides the video and the photo, we have also introduced in branding. We do t-shirts. We have a sublimation machine, and then we also have a plotting machine for jerseys. However, since we are not very old here, the challenge has been, our location. We are up, and some people feel very lazy climbing up, and this place seems to be far away from a busy street.
Yeah, I was even asking myself, what is this place? Because guys are taking us to some corridors, but reaching here, we're like, oh, this place, the location is not that good. That was what I was telling myself. Maybe after the discussion, we'll discuss more off camera to have your personal future plans. Then maybe you move in a very, a very good place, strategic area where you don't even need banners, you don't need directions, you don't need signposts, but people will see you and just listen.
True. Actually, being a teacher, sometimes people ask me, how do you manage teaching and your videography thing? Most functions are on Saturdays. So being a secondary school teacher, of course, you can be on timetable from Monday to maybe Thursday or Wednesday or even Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday are your free days. So those are the days I use. My uncle one time told me the answer to every challenge is not inside the box, but outside the box. So I use that approach. And also, if you want your work done, give it to a very busy person. A busy person knows how to program him or herself. If you give your work to someone who is idle, definitely the work will not go. So most busy people are successful because they plan their things. Sometimes we are discussing why Chinese move very fast, because they are very busy and they are doing very well. So some of the benefits that I've got in this industry, one, like I said, it makes me put food on the table for my family. And besides this, I know every business has a lifespan. As I was investing in this, I was thinking of what next must I do. Besides this, I also do farming. We Madi Okolo people are known for goat keeping. I don't get offended when someone calls me Madindri. So I am venturing into goats. I've just opened a new site in our farm where I've ventured into beekeeping. Actually, today I've just been putting some baits on the beehives. I also do crops. This is cassava season. We are planting some. But my major focus is on the bees and the goats. And then, of course, some horticulture around dry season. So as I'm getting done with investing in this, I'm thinking of another alternative source of income. So I use the money I get here and inject there. Yes. So that is one benefit I've got. It's helping me put up some small structure, though it's at a window level. I'll go slow.
Yes, sir.
Even chameleon moves far, but it reaches the destination.
It takes
Yeah.
time.
So the money I get here also supports me and other family members. Yes.
Yeah, I was actually, the next question was basically going to be on your future plan, which you have already elaborated for us. And once you are doing business, there's no way you are not targeting something. Once you do something, you realize there's money here, you pick and inject it in something else, or you add in more equipments in what you are doing. Whether being a photo or a video studio, you need cameras, you need like more cameras, you need computers, you need laptops. Had you not have those things in your business premises, eventually you go out and hustle, you bring in the money and you start this. But he failed. The little he gets, as much as the business keeps on going, he resorted into farming, which is actually amazing job, which a few people consider themselves doing, because many think it's a dirty job, many think it takes time. Yeah, much as the crops come in a seasonally, a season comes you'll harvest, some season comes you don't harvest. So there's you who has done farming, but you have never harvested something, so it has really demoralized you not to do it again. Maybe there was no proper attention to what you have put in the farm, and you never gave it time. That's why we're saying time is the biggest capital in business. Very, very biggest capital. Once you start something, put in a lot of time. If you feel you don't have time for your business, please and please don't start it. Don't do that business, because you're not going to have time for it. You'll employ people, yes, but what they do is different from what you are doing. So why not leave it, let other people do, focus on what you have time for, because business needs time. The successful business people, men and women in town, you may think they stepped in water as many overlay so can pa ye ketora de ye fetora ma bazin ye trongan. That's why in my business, no, this person gave all his time for the business. That is why it is working. If Dan was not to give time for this work, imagine ira amadi is it anyerebo in Madanyerebo, and he comes up to Nebi to do this work. The zoo will not want to leave you, but like it will reach around 5 something to 6 a.m. in the morning. That's when I'll start battling with my bed. Another one will say, get up and go and work. The other will say, no, first sleep. You still have enough time. It will reach 7. We're still for this debate. It will reach 7 something, yet my work starts at 8. I'm still debating till now reach 7:45. Remember, I only have 15 minutes. There's only one beauty with me when I'm only doing these other makeups and so forth when I'm going before camera. If I am off camera, please, 15 minutes enough for me to prepare. Very much enough.
That's unique, because a few ladies do that.
Yeah, I just go, no. I go bathe. After that, I come back. I make sure before I go to my bathroom, the clothes are on the bed, because I don't want to battle with time. At least if late, 8:15, 8:10, I have to go for work. But that is when it comes to this very professional one. I have my side hustle. That one I go for it when I want. And I know when I have other works to do, I make sure I switch off my phone. Because the first person who is going to call me, Bits, where are you? Is my mother. She's a very strict woman. She'll even call you at 8. Are you already in the market? But they open the market at 8. How do you want me to go to the market at 8? So she always tells me I don't have time for my business. I tell her you're wrong. I have time for my business. When I don't have time for my business, I am for my professional work, or maybe I'm in school and so forth. But when I have nothing to do, I'm in the market. So please brush that off. So that's what I'm trying to bring you on board, that have time for your work. If you don't have time for your work, it is hard. She even tells me, no, I am sitting here, I am managing your business, I am managing my business. I don't have time to go and serve your customers. Sometimes you just sit. Someone will look at you like, hey, that girl is beautiful. Let me go and buy from her. And there was a time I think someone came and said, hey, you're cute. How much is this? I told him how much it was. He ended up buying things more. Then my mom came and...
That's how you cheat customers.
My mom came in and said, have you seen? I had every conversation. I asked her why he's spying me. So that is it, has been, our share moment actually with you. And much as you have those other plans which are outside this business, maybe briefly you can as well tell us your future plan in relation to this very particular business, in case you want to maybe open branches in the nearby future. Is it going to be here somewhere else as well? What we need to know within few minutes time.
When business is growing, many people would want to expand. But I'm not someone who is so quick in doing things. I take my time. I'm always slow in decision making. When demands come, business, you keep bringing services on demand. When the demand will come, of course, definitely. We are growing, I must say, in West Nile, we are getting there. Many people used to look at us at the other angle, are now realizing that, these people are doing something. So when the demand comes, or the need comes, I will. But I would want to give more time. But my desire is to bring on board some more young men. My passion is in training some more youth. Actually, I'm very grateful to maybe some NGOs who are trying to bring on board. I know there are many people who admire what we do, but some of them fear. So maybe we can use our skills, the knowledge we have got, to also share it with others. For me, I got mine for 2 weeks with the Refugee Law Project. Why not give it to others? Yeah.
Yes, Ashim, that's the moment you know that some people aren't selfish with their actual knowledge. It's good to know, it's good to explore, it's good to give someone what you acquired in 2 weeks. Maybe this person maybe is going to learn in 1 month, or maybe even perhaps 2 years. But there's that little token of appreciation that comes in. Even it doesn't mean when someone gives you token appreciation, it doesn't only mean it's money. When I come here, you do my work, I'll be like, thank you. That is enough appreciation already. And you'll be like, okay, since morning no one even thanked me, but you did. I'm humbled. Anyways, that is that. And then there are these other group of people who aren't working, but they could do something for themselves. We're talking about youth. Lately, it's really rampant issues of theft and so forth in the city, rural city itself, plus other districts that actually encountering in. And away from that, a few days ago, we did see even borders ventured into the issues of hunting thieves, killing them red-handedly there and then. Maybe a sort of advice to such a group of people, the youth themselves, and perhaps we see a way forward.
To all able-bodied person,
Yes.
God created us with ability to do something. I strongly believe those who go stealing are mostly people who want to get rich very fast. People are lazy. But if God gave you your hands, you have your eyes to see, and you have a brain that is functioning, I don't see any reason why you should target someone else's sweat. You can still use the same hands, the eyes, the ears, and the brain to get something for yourself. So I strongly encourage the youth to desist from stealing. Because when you steal, if you are lucky, you may steal successfully. But if you are unlucky, or if your 40 days come, you die and leave this world. We live once in this life, and we don't come back again. So let's use government programs, projects that government has brought, maybe in the villages or sub-counties, and take advantage of them to help us. Maybe it could be a stepping stone. By the way, one other thing I forgot. When Imyoga came, I said, okay, since he has got me here, let me join. I did not say I am a teacher, I should not join this, maybe this is for villagers. I ventured in, and I must say it has been helpful to me. It has been a very big stepping stone. This is a government project, or another government program. Now there is PDM and many other projects that government brings. There are many youth who desist away. Some of them fear. One thing that destroys a man is fear. If you are fearful, in Madi we say, if you are fearful, you cannot get honey from the beehive. And when we are growing up, when we go for hunting, for example, no one gives you honey. You go and fix your hand there.
And you get it.
Yes, if you don't, you will watch people eat honey. So we learned the hard way. So if opportunity comes, we avail ourselves. Hey, you fail from there. Those who do fishing know. Unless you lower your net in the water, you may pick a frog or fish. First lower it. Whatever comes out, you will sort out later. So that's my advice.
Basically, you are going to summarize all this discussion in your local language. There's one thing I need to tell you. I love that language so much. I wish I know how to speak it, but I can try.
I'll do fluent and
Let's do Lamadi. We'll do Madi, okay? Okay, let me hear from you. Maybe I'll interject later on. A brief just our discussion, and you can put it somewhere in about 5 minutes discussion. I mean, 1 hour discussion. We're only remaining with 4 minutes, and I'm giving you 1 minute to discuss this, 1 minute to say your final word. Those are the 2 minutes I close the show.
Maga maru dano njiai ma madi okoloa nyirbwa ngaju mo village umurbae ma baro azinga camera beni me da ni udu video be aziba mani bile oledve maybe orodi enindrobi alove njima mule mo ni angwaja javeni obi dika mafudi obi mbimbi be dika po azidi femae mamule nji walen ojo mai sa badi mani yonje di vialia ma ngaa mandrin tamba ma nyu tambende dika mapatisaria arko ma ngundre vala iwa do de via mamoto iu mate cheli be kalisu kali to emo edere ovungon so e de via le totani ani mani moto azibadi vifamoro di venene dika mi puisu government ti ame projects alo energy your programs ji akwisle ama yufudu area nuri o eyo lo bate ji vini mi ubinga ende oni mini mule bibele hie vini mitemi embabe mitegoli be yeko miti ariru baro embabe yeve icho dudurura icho ibirura icho igere so ruinde so mi ubinga so miti uribeni mi su afaloko ani amobinga eyo driabo obi ubika banga or drie sundo temiti uribeni anyu nyata ni mindera arko emiti uribe mi chogisu anyu torwako po urikove ni ro sanyami agadi.
Daddy, let me have your last word and we call this so then I give you time for other things, please.
Thank you so much. I want to thank West Nile TV for this program, for empowering us, for exposing our businesses, our talents, and also our potentials. We continue to pray that let God give more resources, wisdom, and time so that together we can develop West Nile. Because as a region, we really need to light up the way your slogan. Yes. So I'm very grateful for lighting West Nile.
I thank you so very much, our dear viewers. It's been Alsha Moment with Dan right here in his workplace, in his office. So it's high chance for you as well to start something for yourself. How you do it rests on your shoulders. How you're gonna work it, that is all on you. We'll give you the platform. Hashtag West Nile Television. We're lighting up the region. Hashtag the Business Bank Program. Hashtag Dream Big, Start Small. Lady Beats has been your host. Have yourself a very beautiful day at your business premises. Good day.